Can I? Thank you, Gabriel. Hello. Sway Francis, competitor number 18. Thank you, Josue. Our final competitor in this class, number 20, Brian Samaru. Thank you, Brian. This is the end of this class, and we await the adjudicator's comments. I'd like to thank their teachers who spent a great deal of personal time preparing them. Thanks to the parents who have supported, and of course, they would have sounded not nearly as interesting without being accompanied beautifully on the piano by Mr. Peter Lockhart and Ms. Natalie Prasad Umrao. Let's give them a big thanks. I'd like to thank the bowl staff for assisting us, the many volunteers who keep this ticking along, and we have in our midst our national treasurer, Mrs. Ali Rajak, who is, I know, very happy to receive more sponsorship. So there's a little hint for you. Thanks to the media, we've had some coverage in the press. We've had an article in the Newsday. We've had pictures in the Guardian. And we've had TNT events for photographing many of our children performing. And so if you check our Facebook group, Music Festival South, you will see still photos and you will see videos of some performances. It's wonderful, and we invite you also, if you have any photographs of yourselves or people that you know, to feel free to post them on that page. Even photos with you with your certificate outside would also be nice, because we want to encourage an audience. Get on the phone, call people, tell them to come out. Wonderful things are happening here at the Naparima Bowl. Of course, we would be nothing without our adjudicator, and last night it was an absolute treat because we had musical theatre, and Miss Mikhail is very experienced at preparing singers for major West End shows such as Dreamgirls, Memphis, Rock of Ages, Chicago, Dirty Dancing, and High School Musical, to name a few. Oh, and also Downton Abbey, the TV series. So we know about these, and we know that she'll have lots of interesting things to tell us. Listen carefully, take notes, and improve your performance for next time.
Thank you, boys. A lovely class to start off with. I'm so glad many more of you appeared. When I first sat down this morning, 5 minutes before the class was due, I was told there were only 2 Horaces. That would have made a very thin Horace, but he certainly sort of plumped out as the morning began, so it was lovely to hear so many of you. This song is very clearly a story. There is a story to be told here about Horace and how he feels, and then how his mother feels, and there's even a bit of humour and wit that needs to come across when you're singing this song. So those who have come up as prize winners today had the combination of storytelling and of clear tone, well pitched and well delivered. It isn't enough just to have one or the other. It's the combination of both. And as singers, you're going to have to work really, really hard to try and find both, because there's not a song out there that you sing that doesn't need to be delivered or communicated in some way. So there were a few nervous performances today, but it's great that you're here and experiencing this stage and this festival. You've all achieved something today to get out here and perform is a super thing, and it does get better and it does get easier as you do it more. You get used to the feeling of being out there on that stage, and I hope you've all found it positive this morning. So storytelling is a huge part of that, and I cannot get a story if I cannot hear your words. So diction, the crispness of your enunciation, the articulation of your words, all really, really important. It's not just about notes and getting the right rhythm. On top of that, there's all these other things. Breathing in this piece is not easy, is it? Once you've got your right entry, once you've come in at the right time, you've got a few very, very long lines, haven't you? You've got this section here. So, why I've so large a muzzle is to me the greatest puzzle, and these legs so short, said Horace, makes it seem a bit unfair. All of that little bit. Generally you broke it up, but you can potentially do it in one breath. It just depends on the speed that you're doing it at. Why I've so large a muzzle is to me the greatest puzzle. You have to show it. And these legs so short, said Horace, makes it seem a bit unfair. You've really got to sort of take it somewhere and make the time to breathe, or decide that you're not going to breathe and take it through. So sections in this piece really did challenge you as singers, and then there were other bits, sort of, some of you struggling a little bit with the high note, some of you didn't quite get your pitching right, and some of you didn't think, not all the entries were spot on. But then in amidst all of that, there was some lovely, lovely storytelling and some engaging performances. Is this a fun song, or is this a straight song, or is this a depressing song? Talk to me. Fun. Okay, how generally do we engage with fun? Again. Yeah, there's an element of a smile has to happen. And that's because the song demands it, not because I like a smile. I do like a smile. I think a smile gets you a long way, especially if you're up on stage. There was one young lad came out smiling, and I just thought, yes, this is super. And he hadn't sung a note yet, and it was super. But a smile, the last line, is the thin-skinned kind. You can't just sing that with a dull face and then walk off. There's a pun there, isn't it? It's about the elephant having thick skin. Have you heard of that, the line? There's a pun, and so this is the opposite to that. So no elephant of mine, she says the mama, is the thin-skinned kind. I'm not having one of those elephants. Elephants aren't thin-skinned, they are thick-skinned. So you can deliver it with anger, but then a little indication that you understand that it's actually quite witty would be great. So understand what it is you're singing about. That's really important. So after all of that, then I had to pick some prize winners. And in third place is number 18. Now, how do you say this? Josue? Yeah. So this young lad had a lovely clear tone to the voice. You did tell the story with clear diction. Avoid moving your right hand. Are you aware that you move your right hand when you sing? Yeah, you've got to try and keep it down. Unless it's particularly saying something or doing something, this sort of action doesn't mean anything. So you just need to be careful that it doesn't become a habit. All right? It's actually a sign of, it's almost a sign of tension in a way. The hard thing is to just let it drop and let it hang by your side until you need it for a specific action. So just be aware of that. Try to find the humour in the final line. Really try and find it. But on the whole, this was very well delivered. I've given 2 second places. With 86 marks goes to number 4, Christopher, and number 11, Kalon. Okay, up you go. So, Christopher, here was the young lad that gave me a big smile when he walked out on stage. His story was very well told, and he worked hard to put across the words, especially the witty final line. This lad got it. Voice is working well. It just sounds to me almost like it's in transition. I think it's sort of on the change, which is very exciting. He has a charming stage presence. And Kalon, I will get it right one day. I'll get it right. Kalon. You also look very comfortable on stage. Words were clearly expressed, some lovely word painting. He had bustling going on and he had anger going on. Great words that you can really do something with. Voice is working well, secure tuning. Always remember to project out that sound, but it was an enjoyable account. And the winner today with 87 marks is Malik. Is that how you say it? Is that how you say it? Malik. Tone is clear and well suited to this song. Lovely words delivered with clear understanding for the progression of this story and the text. Just slightly late on your final entry, and do really find the humour and the wit in that final line, but there was lots to commend here. Well done. Okay.
To our adjudicator, and thank you, boys. Congratulations to all of you, and particularly those who won or placed. We know it's very difficult because already some of you are struggling with changing voices. JRA5. Girls vocal solo, 8 to 10 years old. The set piece, Silly Sally Sue, by John of the North and Havelock Nelson. This seems to be the morning for humorous songs. Get your smiles on. Competitor number 1, Alyssa Ramdani. Thank you, Alyssa. That we have 43 girls listed for this class, but in fact, last week we had a preliminary session and we chose these few girls to come forward to the finals. Competitor number 3, Leah Buchun. Here at Buchun, we follow shortly with competitor number 4, Andy Phillip. Thank you, Andy. Seven, Hadassah Neckles. Thank you, Hadassah. Michaela Latroy. Thank you, Michaela. Anna Nielsen. Thank you, Juliana. Morton is competitor number 12. Thank you, Anaya. Davis, competitor number 14. Thank you for singing for us. Number 15, Shemaya Fernandez. Thank you, Shemaya. Competitor number 18. Thank you, Taylor.